So I kind of noticed during the review and all that something was a little different about the back of this. Yeah, it doesn't have that whole thing about how he's like the greatest player ever or whatever, which is already a lie because that's Dennis Rodman, right? But even in the golf world, definitely would have been not true. Like, not even a little bit. And I say this as a person who knows nothing about golf. What's going on, people? So, just finished recording a little pro wrestling crate action, right? One of these things right here. I know a lot of people that watch this stuff don't watch a lot of that stuff, and a lot of cross pollination or whatever going on there, but I get it, right? Sometimes they're just very different interests. Either way, that's the reason I'm doing this today is because, I broke out the camera and set all this stuff up. I like to record at least two things whenever I do like a recording or whatever. And I figured these, why not? It kind of like matches with the shirt from what I remember, like I think, maybe? I haven't seen these things in months. They've been living in this box forever. And there's some kind of sports tie, and I guess not just because this is a wrestling shirt, but apparently this design is based off of some baseball team or something. I don't know. I don't follow sports a whole lot, especially not baseball, because I think it sucks. Either way, so these come in this little slip cover sort of deal going on right here, which is the first for me, right? Actually, you know what? It might not be, because I do have some... No, those are on the inside. I have some Jordan 11 things that had like some plastic on the inside. I think like the Space Jams, maybe? 7210s also, perhaps? The original ones, not like the low ones. Either way, so where are we going here? There you go, side of the box and all that stuff, right? But before we go getting on into things, we'll talk about the outside just a little bit. So you got this picture going on from the outside over to the other side, right? You got the golfer dude in the middle, right? So I don't know who that is. It's not Jordan because he's got a beard, and Jordan doesn't have a beard from what I understand. Oh, and then there's a little bit of more of the design down here, and mostly on the top it's just clouds or something, right? Does that make sense? Either way, so that's the box, right? It's a pretty cool box, I will say that. Speaking of the box and whatnot, going to the inside, you got some fancy paper here. Almost kind of looks like those, remember those Mars and Air Max 90s? They were like 3M. I feel like they had a name, Mars Landing. I think that was the name of them. Either way, so you got that going on. And then you can't quite see it. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But behind there on the inside of the box, you got some grass. So it's actually a very nice box, right? But are they very nice shoes? That's the real question, right? They are. So either way, moving along, I know that kind of gives away my whole personal thoughts thing, but I mean, hey, whatever. I can spoil my video if I want to. It's my video, right? You know what? You can spoil it too if you'd like. Go ahead and leave a comment down there that gives everything away. I honestly don't care. A lot of people don't even read the comments. It's weird, because I've seen some people comment like the exact same thing. I'm like, you just came in here, didn't want to see if anybody said that already. You're just going to jump right into it, huh? Alright, that's cool. Either way, so there, got these all out of the box. So let's go ahead and knock us out an introduction and move on with some things. These right here are the Nike Air Jordan 12 Eastside Golf in some kind of red clay type colorway. I honestly don't really remember what color this is or anything like that, but it looks like red clay, and I say that because I saw something that said that recently, so it's fresh in my mind. But let's see what the box said, huh? Muslin and black and burnt sunrise. Okay, yeah, we're sticking with the thing that I said, because that sounds ridiculous. Either way, so let's see, looking at these, yeah, okay, everything looks good. I don't think there were any blemishes that I remembered, so we can just jump on into this. I don't think I need to do too much of a review on these, because I mean, it's a pair of Jordan 12s. I've already covered a lot of the main stuff from the box, and that's really the only thing that makes it different. I mean, the visual is what it is, but so I'll just hit the highlights and then we'll just move on or whatever. Either way, let's start with the bottom. Down there, across the bottom, what you're looking at is actually really cool. This is my first time seeing it in forever, and I forgot it looked like this. So yeah, it got some green grass type of thing going on the front and the heel and stuff. You got that little grid type pyramid nonsense that I really like in the middle. And the red is a nice way to break it up, you know what I'm saying? So very cool what's going on the bottom here. Let's move along. Midsole stuff, right? Yes, that right there. It's fine. It's a cool color, right? I can't say I don't like it because I said I like it on the bottom and it's the same thing on the side. But, it's not it doesn't have as much going on, which is fine, It's just a little plainer. But hey, sometimes plain is what you need. If they had too much going on here, it might detract from all this stuff, right? See all that stuff going on back there? Yeah, you don't want to have too much, right? Either way. So that's one of the things about these anyway. So I'll get you a couple more pictures of the things that I normally show you, whatever, so you can kind of take these in for yourself and all that good stuff. Because even though there's not a lot to take in, it's a shoe worth looking at, right? I'll give it that, because it's got a really nice visual and all that good stuff. And the material seems to be pretty nice. No blemishes or anything. Somewhat surprising in the Jordan world, at least for me, but I also don't buy as many as some others, so my opinion probably doesn't mean as much as some others. Either way, so I'll give you some things real quick that are worth talking about, I guess. So you do have a gold plate here matched up with like the gold that you have on the little lace holder pieces or whatever. So that's always welcome, right? Because it just stands out just a little bit sometimes. Not all the time though, because there was some pair of 12s I didn't like it on. These it works. Past that, like I said, you got this thing going on back here, and one thing I didn't say before is that it has a bit of a texture to it, right? So it's almost like something was spilled on it, you know? Like the dirt from the golfing and such. So it's just kind of a nice touch, right? And then on the top, on the front of the tongue, both of these have the same little golfer dude. So there's that going on for you. And speaking of like the tongues and such, right? So much like you have with the insole, not insole, but like the inside, feels very nice, very soft or whatever. It's better than like a lot of the other 12s I've seen, but it's also a different material, so there is that piece of it, right? And then, speaking of the insides, if you look down in there, one of these has red, the other one has green. I'll get you some better pictures than me just kind of flashing these shoes at you. But the insoles are different, and that's how they're different. Speaking of other things that are different, over here on this left shoe, you have this little thing hanging around, kind of like one of those hang tags or whatever, but not as unsightly. So this is just going to be the golfer dude, and he's doing golfing things, right? Which makes sense because he's a golfer dude. So there is that. I think that covers pretty much everything about the visual of the shoe. I said that the quality is pretty nice, but I'll say it again just in case you didn't hear it. Either way, so I'm going to move on past all of that, knock out some personal feelings, and then do the sizing and the comfort. Personally, right, I'm really liking these. At first, though, I had some mixed feelings because initially, when I got these, you know, I put it in the raffle, and then, like, I was like, okay, cool, I won the raffle, yeah, you know, it makes you feel kind of special, right? Even though I wanted these because they're 12s, it's still, like, you know, it makes you feel like you got something limited because it's a raffle, right? And then they went on to be on sale, like, in multiple places and, like, for multiple weeks, you know? I was like, okay, so this is, like, raffling off, like, a box of Rice Krispies or something. Like, it's not special. You can just go to any store and get those, right? So that is what it is. It was like a fancy pre-sale is the way I kind of described it in the past. But it worked out because I do actually really like these, like, a lot. You know what I mean? I'm a 12s guy. This is a pair of 12s, like a unique, but, like, not weird look to it. So it's definitely something nice to have in the lineup. So I'm really pleased with how they did these or whatever. I don't know anything about Eastside Golf or whatever. Don't golf or anything like that. I just like 12s, and I like them when they look nice, and these are that. So that's working out for me. I don't know what anybody else felt like out there or whatever, but given the sales being kind of seemingly slow, I'm guessing I might be in the minority on wanting these. I don't know. Maybe the price was just not that great. I don't remember what the price was, but it's possible that as a limited-ish thing, they may have been expensive. Who knows, right? Either way, let's go ahead and move on past that. We'll knock out some sizing and some comfort, and then we will call it a day. Sizing-wise, right? Now, I bought these in a 9, right? When it comes to Jordan 12s, the Jordan 12s do kind of go a little big, in my opinion. So I would say you're probably good going down like a half size. Honestly, like, depending on like the materials and such, like, I can wear an 8.5 just fine, right? And actually I can wear it in any of them. It's just some feel a little different because, you know, materials, they can make things thicker, thinner, whatever. But either way, overall, for your average person, like, that has feet like mine, I would say going down a half size is probably going to be fine, right? But your mileage may vary. Watch somebody else's videos and whatever. See how you feel about what they say about other things before you go committing to what I said about these things, right? Just something I always suggest. Now, as far as like moving past the sizing and all that and stuff and getting into like what you actually think about these as far as like how you might feel wearing them, well, wearing these, they're basketball shoes. They're Jordans. They're clunky. It's just a thing that happens, right? So I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. You just kind of accept it, and most people just go with it for the looks. Otherwise, though, as far as like the comfort, there's not like a whole lot going on in these. They do have like that zoom air or whatever happening, so there's that piece of it. But overall, it still just isn't my preferred thing to wear for like an extended period of time because there are just so many better things out there. But again, I give them a pass because I wear them in short doses and I like the way that they look. Even though I'm not a huge fan of high shoes on me because I feel like they look weird, the 12s get a pass in a lot of areas. You know, it's just how I am. You know, we all have our biases, right? But either way, I don't have a whole lot else to really say about the comfort and whatnot of these or the sizing, so it's just the same stuff I've said before. So take that, do whatever you want to do with it. Like I said before, I highly suggest watching at least another video or two by somebody else if you're completely new to anything, right? Because don't take like the first answer, right? Just don't. It's not always a good idea. Either way, that's going to be it, right? I've done everything I need to say? Yeah, probably. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I am now done recording for today, which is fantastic. And it's 12:50, so yeah, I got the whole day ahead of me to do probably nothing. Maybe we'll start on that editing, since I'm way behind on it. I don't know. Later, people.